Hi everyone, my name's Justin Owen from Chester Sub-Aqua Club. I'm going to be taking you through a dive on the Cartagena. This video has been prepared and submitted to count towards our BSAC Rec Award 2014 submission, entitled A Tale of Two Trawlers, but we're specifically looking at the Cartagena here. This was probably our third visit to the wreck, after waiting 2 years to get there due to weather and tide conditions. Ironically, we found ourselves with a completely flat calm sea and one of the sunniest days of the year. We also had absolutely amazing underwater conditions, really good visibility. As most people who've dived Anglesey will tell you, quite often the conditions are quite challenging. So we're starting the dive down at the prop, which you can see there. Also the rudder in the picture there, along with my buddy, to give you a sense of scale. So the prop's still in position and the rudder's hard over to one side. Jumping onto the top of the wreck, we're just looking inside the counter stern here. You just saw the steering mechanism at the beginning of the shot, and now we're just looking over out towards the left hand side, and you can see the ribs there supporting the hull. Just forward, we next get the accommodation block, and you can just see a couple of the doorways there on the rear of the accommodation block. Just had to adjust the lights slightly here so we could get the camera inside the accommodation block to have a quick look around. It's quite difficult to make out features now because the wreck has been down there a very long time, and as you can see, it's quite well overgrown and corroded. Here's one of the distinctive features of the Castle class trawlers, and this is one of the trawling gallows that is still in position. The trawling gallows has actually got an extra support which is attached to the accommodation building as well, and then as you can see on this particular gallow, the winch is still in place. So the winch is still there and it still moves quite freely on its mounting. Obviously a really distinctive feature of a trawling vessel there. It's my buddy coming through one of the companionways now past the door to the accommodation block. Just forward of the accommodation block, we've got the skylights down to the engine room. And if you look through here, you can just about make out the top workings of the engine. Most of it is all buried in silt now, but you can just see some of the valves and the tops of the cylinders poking through there. Moving forward a little bit further, you can see a bit of grating on the floor there. And then we've got the hole where the funnel used to be positioned. Moving further forward, we now come across the trawling winch, but we'll come back to that one in a few seconds as we move further forward past some of the hatches down into the fish holds of the trawler. And then a really distinctive piece of the wreck. These are part of the pulley mechanisms for the trawl lines. So the trawl winch cables would come forward through these pulleys, and then they go out to the gallows on the left and right hand side. This is a really distinctive feature on the Castle class trawlers. A little bit further forward, in the forecastle on the left hand side, we've still got an intact marine head in there. As you can see, it's quite silty in there, but very distinctively marine head. Just popping out onto the left hand side of the forecastle now, towards the bow. Another distinctive feature of the Castle class trawlers is this splash guard, which is in a V shape at the front of the bow on top of the forecastle to divert water to the sides of the ship. This is one of the anchors on the port side, complete with its resident conger. And I'm just swimming off the bow here to look back at the bow with my buddy there to give a little bit of perspective. And another resident conger and a little leopard spotted goby on this side of the wreck. Just looking back over that distinctive splash guard. And now looking back towards the stern of the ship, you can see those distinctive pulley mechanisms there. And also, you could just make out there one of the trawl gallows. This is the forward trawl gallow. The port side is quite badly twisted and damaged. This is the starboard side one, which is in reasonably good condition. And again, another quick glance at these pulley mechanisms, which are really distinctive. Moving back down the ship now, on the starboard side, I'm looking over the trawl winch there. And then immediately behind the trawl winch is the remains of the wheelhouse, which is what we're looking at here. And this is where the Bell Mark TR4 was recovered from. It was basically just lying amongst the debris in the wheelhouse. And as I look out from the wheelhouse and look down, you can see the trawl winch is directly below us. Moving towards the back end of the ship again, from the wheelhouse looking down. There we have the funnel hole. And then another skylight into the engine room. Further back, we've got those distinctive angled skylights directly above the engine. And then just on the left hand side of the picture there, you could see another one of the starboard gallows, which is incredibly badly damaged and twisted. Presumably and ironically, it's been caught in a trawl net and it's completely twisted and pulled over. You can barely make it out there, but that's the trawl gallow. Then we've got some collapsed gratings. And I'm just coming down the side of the accommodation block again now. So just on the right hand side there, you can once again make out the doorway into that small accommodation block. So moving into the stern section again, and you can just make out on the left hand side the part of the steering mechanism again where we first started. So it's not a huge wreck, but it's a perfect UK club dive, around 36-37 metres to the seabed, and the decks are in around 32-33 metres, so perfect dive for nitrox. And then we've just made our way back to the wheelhouse. This is looking down on the wheelhouse, and we've picked up the shot line now, and we're starting our ascent back to the surface. I hope you've enjoyed our short dive and tour around the Cartagena, and after reading the presentations, hopefully it's provided a bit of a link to what the shipwreck actually looks like. We've had a great amount of fun both researching and diving both the Cartagena and the King Corf, and we hope you've enjoyed the story as much as we have. Thank you very much.